The hallway was loud with chatter until it suddenly wasn't. Everything fell silent when Marlene Adams, the HOA president of Ridgeview Lakes and a self-appointed school hall monitor, ripped the wig off a 12-year-old girl's head in front of her new classmates. Emma Carter sat frozen in her wheelchair, her scalp bald and scarred from months of chemotherapy, exposed to dozens of curious, judgmental eyes. Laughter came from Marlene's mouth like something twisted, while Emma's tears poured silently down her face. What Marlene didn't know was that Emma's mother, Judge Laura Carter, had just walked around the corner and was about to change everything. It started with a sneer. "What's wrong with your hair? Looks fake," Marlene scoffed, towering over Emma's wheelchair in the middle of West Ridge Middle School's crowded corridor. Emma, trying to will backward, found her path blocked. Her stomach twisted. Her hands trembled as she reached up to make sure the wig was still secure. It was her first day back at school since cancer took her legs and her hair. The wig helped her feel normal. She just wanted to blend in. Marlene wasn't having it. As both the HOA president and a member of the school board, she made a habit of lurking in the halls under the guise of maintaining order. But what she really craved was control and attention. "That's not real hair, is it?" she said louder now. "Breaks the school dress code on unnatural appearances." Phones started coming out. Students formed a loose circle around the confrontation. Emma looked around, desperate for a teacher, but no adult was in sight. "My hair is none of your business," Emma said, trying to be brave. Her voice cracked. "Don't talk back to me," Marlene snapped. "This school has rules, and you're not above them." Then, without warning, she reached forward and yanked the wig from Emma's head. The hallway gasped in unison. Scars from a recent brain skin crisscrossed Emma's scalp. Her face flushed red, her hands frantically trying to cover what the wig had hidden. Whispers rose. "She's bald. What happened to her? That's disgusting." Marlene held the wig in the air like it was something filthy. "Fake hair is against policy," she said smugly. "Should have read the handbook before showing up." Emma's voice broke as she pleaded, "Please give it back." Marlene's face hardened. "Rules are rules. Fake hair, fake legs, maybe you belong in a different school, sweetheart." Emma's chest hurt. She couldn't breathe. 6 months ago, she was just a girl who loved to swim and dance. Now, she was being paraded like a problem, a violation. Some kids looked guilty, some curious, but no one stepped in. "That wig was a gift from my mom," Emma whispered. "It made me feel okay again." "Your mother should have taught you to follow the rules," Marlene replied. "This is a life lesson. The world doesn't adjust for your struggles. Learn that now." Suddenly, a calm but commanding voice sliced through the tension. "Emma." The crowd parted like water. At the end of the hallway stood Judge Laura Carter, still in her black judicial robes, having come from court to check on her daughter during lunch. What she saw had her fists clenched, her jaw set. "What's going on here?" Laura asked, stepping between Marlene and her daughter. "I'm Marlene Adams," she said quickly. "HOA president, school board member. Just explaining that fake hair violates dress code." Laura looked at her daughter's tear-streaked face, the students, the wig dangling from Marlene's hand. "You removed my daughter's wig? In front of a crowd?" Laura asked, her voice steady, terrifying in its calmness. "Rules are rules," Marlene said, but the smugness was fading. "My daughter wears that wig because chemotherapy took her hair. That same cancer took her legs. And what you've just done, that's harassment. That's discrimination. That's assault." Laura's voice never rose, but every word hit like a hammer. "I didn't know she had cancer," Marlene stammered. "You can't just make exceptions." "Under the Americans with Disabilities Act," Laura continued, ignoring the interruption, "my daughter is entitled to accommodations. A wig is such an accommodation. And what you've done here is illegal." Marlene's face turned white. "Let's not blow this out of proportion. I'm just enforcing school policy." "Give her wig back," Laura said, hand extended. Marlene hesitated, then dropped the wig into Laura's palm. "I was just doing my job." Laura carefully adjusted the wig back on Emma's head, whispering something soft only Emma could hear. Then she turned back to Marlene. "Your job doesn't include traumatizing children. And as for those HOA and school board positions," Laura said, pulling a folder from her briefcase, "I've been gathering evidence on your behavior, selective enforcement of HOA rules, misused funds." Marlene's eyes widened. "What are you saying?" "I recused myself from the case." Judge Hernandez signed the temporary restraining order this morning. You're barred from contacting my daughter or making decisions about her education or living environment. You can't do this. I didn't. The court did. And if I had to guess, the Department of Justice agents are at your home right now with a warrant. A teacher finally arrived. Mrs. Adams, you need to leave the campus. This isn't over, Marlene shouted, but it didn't sound convincing anymore. Oh, it is, Laura replied. Because this isn't just about one child. This is about every family you've hurt. As Marlene stumbled toward the exit, two parents stepped in front of her. We saw it all, one said. My daughter's been terrified of you for years. You're done. Emergency HOA meeting tonight, another said. We're taking back our neighborhood. The moment Marlene left, it felt like oxygen rushed back into the hallway. Students surrounded Emma, offering apologies, support, and even jokes to lift her spirits. Laura knelt beside her daughter. Do you want to go home? Emma looked around, at the students who no longer stared at her like she was strange, but like she was one of them. No, she said, wiping her face. I want to stay. 3 months later, Emma rolled confidently up the new wheelchair ramp at school. Her name was on lips everywhere. Students chatted with her like they always had. She was a regular kid again and something more. She'd started a kindness club, now with chapters in neighboring schools. And hats for Emma Day became a district tradition. Marlene? She'd been removed from both the HOA and school board. Investigators discovered she embezzled over $90,000 from HOA funds. Her luxury vacations and shopping trips had been covered by neighborhood fees. Now, she faced felony charges and had to sell her home to repay what she stole. The new HOA, with Laura as legal advisor, overhauled everything, scrapped discriminatory rules, made the neighborhood accessible, and held monthly events promoting inclusion. Emma still had hard days, but she no longer felt isolated. Her classmates had her back. She even stopped wearing her wig sometimes. She didn't need it to belong. That spring, when she won a district award for transforming school culture, she stood on stage and delivered a message now painted on the school's front wall. Our differences don't make us weaker. They give us the chance to be stronger together. And in her chambers a week later, Judge Laura Carter closed a landmark disability case by quoting her daughter's words. It became precedent across the country. Kindness, she wrote, isn't special treatment. It's what everyone deserves.